Hi everyone, welcome to School of Scarlett. I'm so happy to have you here today. So today we're going to be talking about seduction, and I have a really amazing video for you today because this is one of my areas of expertise and I absolutely love talking about it. I worked with couples for many years in this area. I also myself have explored this area profoundly. So I can tell you that I'm coming to you with a lot of information here, and most of this information I actually keep in my course. So if you are interested in expanding yourself in this area, please get with me. I'll share all that information at the very end. But we're going to get started with seduction here. So what is seduction? What is it for? See, seduction pulls things in. Seduction pulls things in. We think seduction is going after something, but it's actually pulling things in. And it's also creating that passion, that energy. It's all energy for life to expand in the most magical of ways. Without seduction, without these things, we can say we live a very bland life, just a plain black and white life. But seduction, and some of these things that I'm going to be talking about here that all go into the framework of seduction, create magic, create what we call art. I almost call it living art, right? It creates art. So to create art, we need various things, right? We need colors, we need smells, we need textures, we need sounds. There's so many things that go into creating, let's say, a good movie, a good piece of artwork, a good play, something like that. So today I'm wearing some earrings. They're just heart-shaped earrings because it's almost Valentine's Day and I'm talking about seduction for you. So you want to create romance within yourself. It's not about someone else bringing it to you. You are the romance. You are the seduction. You are the sex. So everything is coming to you. You're not chasing anything. But you have to become that, or you have to be in that vibe, in that energy. Otherwise, you're not really exhibiting that at that time. You are all things, but if you are not connected to those things, or you're not engaging in that at the moment, then you are not expressing that at that time. So all of us have this ability, whether you're male or female, to pull in the other sex, whatever it is that we are desiring to us through seduction. And seduction is really all about being yourself. So do you know yourself? And can you be yourself? Believe it or not, even if you are the shyest of person or even the quirkiest of person, you can seduce. If anything, those things are more powerful energetically to bring in the passion, believe it or not. It's when we see things that are just black and white, or everybody wearing white, or everybody acting the same, that we feel no passion, we feel no seduction for anything. But suddenly we see somebody walk in with bright colors, alluring and beautiful hair, maybe a beautiful scent the person is wearing, whether you're male or female. This isn't just female centered. Of course, I'm going to pull in more of the feminine because that's my expression. But this can go either way. What are you looking like? What is your confidence level? How are you standing? How are you talking? All of those things pull things into your reality. But if you're wearing black or white and you're hunched over and you're always looking down and you don't make eye contact and you put your hair up in a bun or you hide it underneath a baseball cap, or if you're a man, you just only wear like a white t-shirt all the time, a black t-shirt all the time, and don't ever really change it up or really focus on anything, then you're not going to be drawing in or pulling in any kind of energy because you don't have that aura around you. You don't come in with that. So it's all energy, and you decide, because you decide how you want to appear in this world. If you want to appear kind of more like a chameleon at times, that's okay. Then you would go into that kind of energy and wear that clothes and be that way. But I'm going to tell you, when you continue on this journey of the heart, you're going to learn that life wants to be seduced constantly. And so life is seduction. So the more that you learn how to seduce life and work in this life in that kind of energy where you're just always kind of seducing it, then you're going to have a lot more fun in life. You're going to attract a lot more bees to you, a lot more honey, and you're going to have a greater experience with a lot more magic in it, because you see, seduction opens more and more for the other individual. And the more seductive and more authentic that you truly are to your truest heart, yourself, the more you will experience. See, there's portals, there's doors, there's mansions and rooms within your heart. There truly is. And the more that you expand, the more that you get to experience that. But the more that you stay closed in your comfort zone, not wanting to engage with life, not wanting to seduce it, not even feeling the energy of seduction, then you're going to experience a limited, kind of a gray kind of experience of life. So to begin to seduce, I would begin to seduce your own self. That's the main thing, is to seduce your own self. We think seduction is about our partner. We think seduction is about others, but seduction is really about ourselves. See, so what makes you feel beautiful? What textures make you feel beautiful? What colors make you feel beautiful? Be your most and truest authentic self. How do you want to wear your hair? Let's say you want to do it very odd. Maybe nobody wears their hair this way, but you like it this way. Then wear it that way. You want to be your truest authentic self, and then you will be that antenna to pull in those exact things that are going to create that magic, that polarity, that magnetism, and that spark that will create, if we're really talking about seduction in the general sense, sex, right? We're going to have a good sexual experience with our partner. If we're talking about life, seducing life, then we're going to have these amazing experiences in life, okay? So let's talk about some of the things that can be seductive and maybe are not seductive in different ways, so that you can get a picture of what I'm talking about here. So we talked about colors, we talked about textures, we talked about smells. We can talk about, it's all about the senses, so pay attention to that. It's about creating that experience for yourself. So you may think, oh, what will my partner like? I want to stop you right there and think, what would you like? Because when you are wearing what you feel comfortable in, when you are smelling the way you feel like you want to smell, or you're wearing those textures that you want to smell, you're going to be more comfortable in your own skin. And that's the energy. See, seduction is energy. It's not actually about what you're wearing. It's not actually about what you look like. You could be the most repulsive person on this earth, and if you are creating the aura or the energy of seduction, you will have many women, many men around you. And that is not, that is truth. That is truth. I've seen it all the time. So you want to create that within your own energy, within yourself. So think about those things. And so I was just talking about the repulsive person, right? Let's say the most repulsive person. I've seen people, and I'm not going to call them exactly repulsive, but to give you an example of someone, I use that word. But truly, we are all beautiful, see, because when we begin showing our truest authentic selves, everyone else sees that. It doesn't matter what your physical self looks like. They see the light within. They see the light within. They see that spark. And it doesn't matter what you look like anymore. So if you're creating with your seduction, with the colors, with the textures, or maybe most powerfully with your words, a certain feeling, a certain energy for life, for someone, then you're going to pull that in, and that person's going to be right there with you and want to experience and be part of that, because it's so seductive, it's so beautiful, it's so amazing, it's different than what we thought. So let's talk about what seduction is. Seduction, to really seduce something, to bring it in. If we talk about the male and the female, the masculine and the feminine, and this goes as well for life, we want a little bit of that unknown, that mystery. Believe it or not, when we're in this, and you can even see in a relationship that's been going on for many years, you get into this rut of the same old thing over and over again, and predictability. And maybe even the person always dresses and looks the same. It's never anything different. So there's no mystery. You know this person, you feel you know this person inside and outside. And so that element of mystery, that element of the unknown is gone. And so there's just nothing to explore, nothing to get passionate about, nothing to want to be curious about. So you have to create seduction all of the time within yourself. You see, if you're not seducing yourself, if you're not going through life and finding out those things that you like or changing things up, see, life is change. If you're just stagnant, never changing, you're just always constant, you always wear a white shirt, khakis, and this, you're not experiencing the infinity and the multitude of this life and the pleasures and the amazing things that are within everything. So you want to sometimes step out of this. And even if you just step out of it here and there, that's going to create that mystery and seduction for the world, for everybody. Like, oh, what's this person up to? They always dress like this. Now, why are they like this? Or how come they do this or that? You know, you create an aura of mystery that pulls in for you. Okay. And so that's all within mystery. Now, the other element you see a lot of times that is very seductive is danger. So people and things that appear dangerous, that are risky, those things create a lot of energy, a lot of charged energy and seduction. So when we see someone that appears dangerous, they're doing things out of the norm, things we don't see everybody doing. They're not going every day with their little briefcase to work and back home. They're doing their life. Maybe they're a cowboy. Maybe, you know, who knows, whatever it is that they're doing, or maybe they're an activist. I don't know. They're doing something outside of the norm because they're being authentic to their truest selves. Suddenly, we find them very attractive, don't we? We are almost seduced by this character. It doesn't even matter that they're not even in line with some of our values or something. There's an energy there that we're pulled to. And the more dangerous it is, a lot of times we're pulled to it a little bit more. And see, danger, the mystery, the unknown is actually not bad. I talk about on this channel all of the time how everything is actually neutral. These things actually flip around. And these things that are appearing to be dangerous, appearing to be mysterious, are actually just energy, attraction, pulling in something. It's only bad when you have that perception of it, or you're truly engaging in something in that way for these malicious reasons. But if you're truly just being seduced and you're in that energy, or you're seducing and you're creating a polarity with the seduction with others, then that's totally natural. And that's actually how you create polarity. Okay, so the other thing we talked about is sounds. You can create a lot of seduction with sounds, with your voice first, okay? We want to think music, but first it's your voice. To be seductive, we have to slow down. We have to slow it down. We have to slow our voice down. We have to use our most authentic voice, and usually this voice is a bit deeper. It's a lot deeper, and for women, a lot of women have very high-pitched voices. Our truest authentic voice is actually going to be pretty like deep, kind of monotone a little bit. And it's going to be slow and seductive. And so when you talk, it's going to be like you're just kind of in that moment. And your eyes are going to be with that person. It's like you're watching them. It's like you're giving them your whole attention. It could be everything else is happening in the world. It could be a bomb's going off, but you're attentive to them. And you're talking to them, and you can pull them in to your world, and their world might be all chaotic and crazy and everything's happening, but you can pull them into your world, and you can begin to have fun. They can begin to feel peace. So you want to create the energy of, I'm here, I'm in this moment with you. So you want to create the moment first with your sound. How are you talking? Most people are always talking very quickly. When we're in our masculine energy, for example, when I'm teaching on these videos, and the majority of the time, we're in our masculine energy. We're talking quickly. We're trying to get our point across. We're trying to get things done. But you see, seduction, or the truth of life, requires us to be centered in this moment. And so the most truest and most wonderful things in life are all here in this moment, because that's all there is. There is just this moment. But our mind makes us think we're in a hurry, makes us think that time and space is real. And so we're in this rush to get this message across, to get it out there, to tell everybody. But the truth of it is, it's only you. So you can slow down. You can seduce yourself in this video as you make it. You can do whatever you want. You're really only teaching yourself. There's no one else out there. But to have fun with yourself in seduction, you have to engage with this stuff. You have to be part of this. So we talked about sound, slowing down our voice. If we're a man as well, slowing it down. Using our truest authentic voice. The deeper a man's voice, the more polarity and pull it brings for a woman anyhow. And so slow it down. Be very natural in your way of being, in your way of moving. No false movements, just the flow. If you feel like shifting, shift. Don't be all uptight. trying to eat perfectly and, I'm not going to spill anything. I'm a perfect person and nice to meet you. No, be flowy. Eat, savor your food. If it gets on you, it's fine. Get it off, make it a seductive thing. You don't have to be so rigid. Be natural in your movements. Touch the other. Get in connection. We're all one. Everything outside of yourself, including that other, is you. So how would you want to be touched? Begin to touch and caress that person. Maybe just touch them a little bit and then you stop, because they come. It's a polarity. It's a magnetism. You don't have to be needy and touching and touching and touching and touching. Touch once and back, and it's a magnet. It comes to you. It's easy. It's very natural. So let it be natural. Natural, not needy. Another thing in seduction is to be very childlike. Y'all remember Marilyn Monroe? She had a very childlike voice. She was also very childlike, and her voice may have been a little bit fake, to be honest with you, but she gave off this childlike energy. She sang up there. She was open. You can see the seduction when someone has an openness in their being and in their heart and in their expression. So she was very childlike, and you find this a lot of times in seduction, that people that are more childlike are going to be more seductive. They're going to pull in more attraction from others. So if you're playful with your hair, maybe you're playing footsie, under the table, or maybe you're cracking a joke, or be playful in your expression. That's seduction. See, we're actually all truly just little children. We're all little children. Go within. You're going to find out. You just are a little child trapped in an adult body, doing all these different things, and you're always going to be this child. You're always this beautiful child, really. You are. So allow that part of you to join you in your seduction, because that is part of this. It's a childlike nature to be flowy, to be free, to skip, to jump, to be excited over something. Maybe your partner picks a flower for you and you get excited. But if you're rigid, if you're really stuck in your head, and you're really stressed or whatever's going on, and somebody picks a flower for you and it's just not up to par, and you're not into that playful energy at the moment, it could come off very bad. You could be like, oh, this is just a weed, and throw it out. See, our energies can be very different. So we have to kind of check ourselves. Are we in this moment? Are we engaged with life? Are we repelling life? Are we being anti-seductive? Anti-seductive is tight, is constrictive. It's not open to doing more. So anti-seduction is, for example, like cheapness. For example, we go on a date and it's very just rigid. Like, oh, I'm bringing a coupon and all we can get is this. We have no openness. We have nothing. We have just this. We're stuck in this little thing, in this container. So actually, seduction is more of a feminine energy. So containers are more masculine. Masculine contains things. So if you're a masculine figure watching this, it's all about allowing yourself to get into more of that feminine energy. So when you're with a woman, other way around, or whichever way, you want to treat that person. Give them or treat them in a way that they feel valued, that they feel like a king or queen, or, special in a way. They feel luxurious. They feel that way, okay? When we bring that cheapness, that tightness, or like when you go to touch someone and they pull away, or they tell you, oh, I'm not ready to kiss, or I'm not ready for this, and they're already setting all of these boundaries before you even start the date or whatnot. That's a lot of tightness. That's creating a spirit of tightness, of rigidity, of no seduction. It's going to be an anti-seduction. So the woman or the man is going to be on watch. Like, they're not going to be all the way into that date if you're already exhibiting so much anti-seduction to life. Anti-seduction is the opposite of allowing. It's resisting. It's resisting life. It's finding faults in life. It's finding things to complain about. It's saying something should be a way that it isn't already. So the thing about life is it's always changing and transforming. So the more that you engage in it, the more that you seduce it, the more it seduces you in the ways that you want to be seduced. So don't be the anti-seducer. Don't resist, because in doing that, you're going to get more of what you're resisting. That's just how it works. These are just laws. God is law. That's all it is. So we have to play in the realms of seduction. We have to engage with life. We have to open our hearts. We have to open ourselves to everything. And in doing so, life will show itself. If you want to be seen, you have to see life. Open your eyes and engage with it. Engage with yourself. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel luxurious? What seduces you? What kind of music really turns you on? What do you like to do? Do you like to move, dance? What do you like to do? So the other thing about seduction is sometimes there is a little bit of play, because it's polarity, it's magnetism. The feminine and the masculine are in a way kind of opposed, right? So we're going to have a lot of this hot and cold dynamic too. So sometimes there are going to be situations where like one partner is pulling one in and then maybe goes away for a little bit to create more energy. Energy builds up. And so when that other person, it becomes the chaser, comes after, they're being pulled in. Eventually, this is a very, this lesson is very deep. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. But anyhow, when that energy is being pulled in, it's used in a way that there's two ways it can go. It can diffuse or it can amplify. And the more that you amplify it, it's really out of this world. And so these things also have to do with our archetypes, with the ways that we're appearing currently. So if you are interested in any of these things, please email me. I have a wealth of knowledge around the feminine and the masculine polarity and how the energies and things work. And we're all different. So we do appear different in some ways, and we create different kinds of seduction, and depending on where we are currently. So we need to first identify some of that stuff. But to start, you cannot go wrong with seducing yourself. That is the main thing. That is all there is. Seduce yourself, and everything else that you want will be pulled in. Trust me around that. The other thing is, like I mentioned, you want to create a little bit of distance. You don't want to be with this person constantly. You don't want to be that needy energy. And we've talked about this in other videos, that there's so much of this needy energy is actually a repeller for the things that you want, because it's signaling to the universe that you don't have what it is that you're so desperately needing or wanting. So to kind of change that, you have to be in the energy of, I already have it, or it's coming to me now. It's mine. That's your energy. It's mine. And if you're not in the energy of it's mine, how in the world are you going to be seductive? You have to come in with an aura of it is mine, and walk in open, tall. It is mine. And it is. It really is. So you have to be okay with that, and you're okay to release anything. Even if you really, really love something or want it or need it or whatever, allow it to go. Just like they say, if you let it go and it comes back or whatever, it's true love, or it's meant to be. That's what it is. Truly let it go. And if it comes back, if it's pulled back in, it is meant to be. That's just how it works. You don't have to fret. You don't have to stress. You don't have to get hung up on this one person. Give distance. Allow space. We need the space for the energy to move. Okay? It's very good for it. So give yourself some distance. Don't be into that needy energy. That's all the brain trying to pull you into weird manipulative schemes with people when it's not needed at all. It actually hinders the energy from flowing in the way it should. Okay? So the other thing is to be charismatic. You want to really communicate yourself in a way that's true and authentic to who you are. So speak to the other in an authentic way. You don't have to put on a show. So many of us have thought that dating was really about like kind of like an interview, like showing our best side, doing all these things. No, we just need to be our authentic selves. We just need to be our authentic selves, and in doing so, we'll attract exactly the right match. If we're being something we're not, we're going to attract something, but they're going to think we're something we're not, and it's going to be a facade we're going to have to keep up, or they're going to eventually want us to change because we've changed back or whatever. So you need to be your authentic self at all times. And so The other thing about it is like mannerisms and things. You know, how are you moving? What are your mannerisms? There's things about you that are very harsh, very tight. You're not very generous in some way. Begin to look at that stuff, because that means you're not being generous with your own self either if you're not generous with others. Whatever you are with others is just a reflection, a projected reflection of how you are with yourself. So if you're finding yourself having these issues, it's really because you're not being generous and loving to your own self. So use these mannerisms, be generous with other people, open the door for them, pull out the chair, you know, do these things in a way, because you will receive and regain all of that. It's all energy, giving and receiving. And the more that you give, you create more of that energy, that polarity, that when you receive it, it's going to be like, it's going to feel more and more polarized. So don't be stingy with your energy. Don't be stingy with anything. Be generous in this life. Be very generous. Okay. And so I'm looking here. I wrote down a few things to talk to you about. And I think we've gone through most of them. It's really just not really caring about the outside world. It's really about being engaged here in this moment at all times. That's the main thing, about seducing your own self. Now, if you have a partner and you have different dynamics happening and all of that, everything will kind of shift and move in the way that's most authentic to you, so long as you align to your most authentic self. Okay, so mainly seduction is needed in life. It's just needed in life. So when we're going, forget the partner, when we're going around in our own lives, how are we living our own lives? Are we engaged in life? Are we happy that we woke up that morning? Or are we grumpy that we had to wake up again? No, we should be happy, ready for this day. Oh my God, it's a new day. Like, what's going to happen? And so be in that childlike energy. Wake up in a seductive way. If you don't feel so seductive, lay in bed for a little bit and, you know, see if you can seduce yourself in some way. You know, see what feels most natural to you. And so that you can wake up with an energy and aura that is around seduction. And then get up, get on with your day and everything. Make it slow. Take your time. There really is no time and space. All of these things I'm talking about seduction are the truth of life. The other things that are keeping you in this quick thing and this tightness and not really having a lot of pleasure in your relationships, that's all when you're functioning mainly out of the masculine, out of the brain. And it's okay to use that. But when we're trying to experience the pleasures of life, when we're trying to engage with life, or we're trying to have a relationship with someone, we have to go into our heart. So if you have never gone into your heart, that is where you need to go. You need to take a break from the outside world and just shut that out and say, I am going to be here with my partner, or I'm going to be here with myself, and I'm not going to worry about anything else. I'm going to abide in my heart. I'm going to explore like a child, see what happens, and I'm going to have fun with it. And so that is seduction. It's all creating basically this aura of a passion for life. It is. And so I'm going to be talking a lot more about these sorts of topics. If you are interested in anything around sexuality, seduction, anything like that, couples, maybe you're single, but you want to get back in touch with your own feminine energy, then I can partner with you through my container. I do coaching containers, and you can look at those on Teachable, or you can email me directly. And I've worked with people, and specifically lots of women and definitely men, around this topic. And I've been highly successful around it. It is something that I'm very passionate about, something that I'm very knowledgeable about. And so if you are interested in that, please know that I am here for you if you need that. So don't care about what the outside world thinks or does. Get up today, find your most beautiful outfit, the one that has the most beautiful colors for you, the one that has that texture that just feels so good to you. Put that on today. Maybe put on a new scent. Put a scent on that smells good. Or even if you don't like wearing fragrances on yourself, maybe you want to have a scent in your home. Buy a new candle for yourself. Turn it on, seduce yourself with these smells, change the environment, light, like I say, a candle, turn down the lights a little bit, create a change, a mystery in your own life. And I don't know, switch it up, do something different. See what comes out of this mystery. Don't be scared of the unknown. Begin to seduce life and allow it to come to you and show you what it's all about. Because you see, it's infinite and it never ends, and it has the most magical things to show you. And as soon as you engage with them, you're going to realize that heaven is here on earth and you've been missing it this whole time. So if you truly enjoyed this video, please give me a like, share it with others, and give me a thumbs up and all that. I love you all. I hope that y'all have a good, wonderful rest of y'all's day. And again, if you are interested in partnering, simply email me at schoolofscarlett@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.